What's up, guys? Eric Prey, Focus Fishing Guide Service, Table Rock Fishing Intel. Got another video fishing report for you for Table Rock. It is Tuesday, August the 8th. Sorry we missed last week. I think I did 5 doubles last week and a couple of 6-hour trips. So with the heat and everything else, I was a little spent and didn't really have time to not only shoot a video, but edit a video and get it out for you. But got it this week. Good news is I've spent a lot of time on Table Rock all over the lake, so I've got a pretty good idea what's going on all over the lake. As far as our lake level is concerned, we're at 913.12, which is essentially 4 feet below normal summer pool. Core's running water every afternoon just to meet power demands. They're saying we're going to get some rain tomorrow, but I doubt it's going to be enough to make any difference just because the ground's so dry. It'll soak up probably everything we get. Water temperature, we're in the mid to upper 80s. I'd actually have seen some 90s up the James and up the Kings in the past week, but for the most part I'm seeing 86 to 88 pretty much all over the lake. It has cooled down a little bit the last couple of days with the cooler nights, so today I saw 86.5, so not nearly as hot, a couple degrees colder. But the bite's been good. I've been catching fish a couple of different ways. Not a whole lot has changed, but there are a couple of different bites that have really started to shape up well. Best way to know, of course, join Table Rock Fishing Intel and become a pro member and get those daily reports, weekly reports, all the information that we put out, the forecast, everything that helps you catch more fish when you come down here to Table Rock Lake. But as far as the bites that are working, you know, the drop shot bite in the summertime is our #1 bite. As a guide, that's what I use 90% of the time because that's something my clients can do. They can fish vertically without any problem. I can watch their baits. I can watch the way the fish is reacting to their baits. And we just catch more fish that way. But the drop shot bite is definitely working, both in the trees and on the ends of the bigger docks. Most of the fish are 25 to 45 foot deep. They're going to be shallower early in the day, but when the sun gets up, they tend to either settle down into the trees or a lot of times they'll go up underneath the docks. We have started to catch a few on some longer gravel main lake points. Had a good smallmouth come off of a gravel main lake point today. Those fish are anywhere from about 29 to about 35 foot deep on the bottom, but they're not loaded out there, fellas. I mean, you've got to move around a lot, and when you see a fish, you got to work them pretty hard to get them to bite. Other than that, the topwater bite is pretty much nil. I've had, I think, 3 blow-ups in the last week. First thing in the morning, I think I only connected with 1 fish, and he was hooked on the top of the head, so I'm not going to say there's a great topwater bite right now. But the jig bite has been good. With the Pee Wee HD football jig, primarily up the rivers, primarily on those gravel roll-offs where you've got a gravel flat and it rolls off. Usually the fish have been in that 22 to about 35 foot range on those roll-offs. And the thing with it is you'll find little sweet spots on those roll-offs that'll be holding a larger number of fish, you know, maybe 10, 12, even 15 fish in one small area. So if you get a bite, make sure you're throwing right back into the same area with either the Pee Wee Football HD, the Spider Jig HD, or a Carolina rig. Catching quite a few with a brush hog on a Carolina rig as well, so keep that in mind. Did manage to make it up both the Kings and up the James throwing a buzzbait this past week. The bite is okay. If I were fishing a tournament, I certainly wouldn't count on it. I caught a lot more short fish than I did keeper fish on it, but it feels like it's going to get close. The problem I've got with it right now is that I'm pretty much regulated or stuck fishing channel swing banks either on the main lake or back in some of the bigger creeks that have got wood on them. Pretty much all the wood that I throw my buzzbait at towards the backs of the creeks is completely out of the water with the lake being 4 feet high. But we are catching a few doing that, are catching a few on a square bill in those same locations. Pretty much everything was on a 2.5 square bill, but I imagine you could throw a 3.5 and get bit as well. Again, I don't know that I doubt I would use it if I were fishing a tournament just because I'm not catching a lot of keepers on it, and the keepers I've been catching have been squeakers. Most of them have been shorter largemouth doing that. Other than that, that's really the top 3 bites we've got going on right now. I know I did talk to a couple of guys that caught them on a chatterbait last week when it was, I guess they were out in the wind and the rain, and the fish had moved up onto some shallow cover, but that's, you know, going to be that's going to have wind and rain for that to actually work for you. But the bite's good. We're catching quite a few fish. Best way to know, best way to stay on top of it, of course, join Table Rock Fishing Intel and become a pro member. Get all the reports, get all the information that we put on there on a daily basis to help you catch more fish. But if you're coming down, want to hire a guide, give me a call. It's Focus Fishing Guide Service. You can reach me at 417-860-4743. Hit my website, focusfishing.com, where you can either book online or just shoot me an email. Either way, I get back to you as soon as I can. Summer crazy season's almost over, so fall fishing's going to begin. Great time to start thinking about booking a fall fishing trip. So give me a call. We'll get on the water, go catch some fish, have some fun. Thanks for watching the videos, guys. Again, check out Table Rock Fishing Intel if you haven't done so, but thanks for watching. Can't wait to hear from you. We'll see you on the water.